In this video, you'll learn how to publish your first request. Requests are the main part of Content Snare. Think of them like an online form that your clients can answer questions in, but the difference compared with a normal form is that everything is saved as soon as they type it in or upload it, and then it also sends them reminders to come back later and finish it. Now, you can create a new request from anywhere. You just want to come up to this button at the top right-hand corner that says Add New. Click that, and then click Request. This first screen shows you all of the templates that we have built in to help you get started quickly. Later, once you have saved your own templates, you'll find them under Custom Templates. But for now, let's choose General and pick this Client Intake Form. Here you can see a preview of what this template would look like when we sent it to our client. But for now, let's just go ahead and click Use Template. So now we are creating a request based on that template. On this screen, all you need to do is give the request a name. So maybe we have a client called Acme, and we are just going to call this the Acme onboarding form. The other main part of this screen are the request instructions. Now, this is the first thing your clients will see when they access the request. So it's a really good spot to introduce them to the platform and sell them on why they should be using this rather than using email to send you things. But for more information, check out our video on best practices for sending requests. For now, let's click Save and Continue to move on to the Builder step. Now, this is where you build your request. Again, think of a request just like a form. The difference is that we have pages, and then inside a page, we have sections, and then we have the actual questions that we're going to ask our client. So you can see that here. We've got the first page, basic information. We've got the first section on that page, and then we've got some questions here. Now, these all came from the template that we just used. Normally, if you were starting from scratch, you would actually create all these pages, sections, and questions yourself. But before you send this request from this template, you can actually modify things. You know, if you wanted to delete a couple of these fields, maybe we don't need these two for this particular client. I've deleted those, and that has not affected the original template. So this is just making changes for the client that we're about to send this to. So now let's go ahead and continue to the preview step. This just gives you a preview of what your client would see to give you an opportunity to review it just before you send it off. But for now, let's go ahead and skip to the final step of sending this request. The first thing to do is to select the client you're going to send it to. If you don't have a client yet, click this link and create your client. If you have clients that don't necessarily belong to a company, you can just put their name in here as well as here. Now, for this test, I would recommend using your personal email address here. You can't create a client with the same email that you signed up for Content Snare with. So if you'd just like to test it out, use a secondary email of your own, like a personal email. I'm going to leave this option here selected to allow the client to access the request without actually needing to log in. And I'm going to leave the suggested due date. The last thing to do is to choose a reminder schedule. So this is our default email reminder schedule that is going out to our client. And once you've selected one, you'll see that it shows us a little preview of all the emails that are going to get sent to this client. If you don't want any emails to go out, you can change this to none. But I'm going to use our default one and then go ahead and publish this request. And that's it. You've just published your first request. Now your client would receive an email with a link to be able to access this request and begin filling out all the questions you asked. Now you can either go and click the link in that email that you just sent yourself, or you can copy this link straight to your clipboard so you can see just what it would look like from your client's perspective. Now move on with the next tutorial about how to submit content as your client.